Oh my gosh, you guys. I just watched the entirety of the recent Project Veritas videos that came out, which allegedly show, I have to put allegedly, which allegedly show wide-scale fucking corruption within the DNC and Hillary's campaign. Now, as an independent journalist myself, quote-unquote, I think these are damning videos. I think that they expose a lot of the corruption that Americans, I believe, have been waking up to as we creep closer and closer to November. Holy crap, it's on its way, it's on its way! I think what these videos did is just provide another example of a quote-unquote rigged system, which really pisses people off. I want to speak the rest of this video as my independent self. I am not speaking on behalf of the national station I currently work for or the local station I currently work for. I am speaking as a former writer of a national cable news network show. I don't work there anymore, but that's the kind of clout I have, and I want to kind of discuss why Project Veritas' videos may not be hitting the mainstream. What I'm seeing, honestly, is another shift in power, like a more damaging shift in power between the independent journalists of the internet and the mainstream media. The media. I'm just gonna refer to it as the media, and maybe do quotes and maybe make my eyes bigger and just the big bag media. Everybody hates it. In light of these videos, independent journalism is kind of issuing a direct threat to the mainstream. Because the media, for the most part, kind of has been peddling Hillary Clinton to win against saying, no, Trump is doing this, to kind of deflecting all of the criticism against Hillary and kind of deflecting it. Yeah, well, Trump did this. Yeah, but Trump did this. This is just my personal observation of what I've been seeing. Now, these videos are going apeshit online, which is totally fine and well and good, although there has been some claims that Google's censoring it, or Twitter's not showing it, or shadow banning. We're not going to talk about that. There is some coverage, but it's definitely not a lot of coverage. All the networks have been mentioning it, but I think what we're going to see is an even more influx the more videos come out, and the fact is Trump even mentioned it in the third presidential debate.
Just like if you look at what came out today on the clips, where I was wondering what happened with my rally in Chicago and other rallies where we had such violence. She's the one in Obama that caused the violence. They hired people, they paid them $1,500, and they're on tape saying, be violent, cause fights, do bad things.
And Clinton's counter to these stunning allegations is to talk about Trump's interactions with women.
You know, Donald thinks belittling women makes him bigger. He goes after their dignity, their self-worth, and I don't think there is a woman anywhere who doesn't know what that feels like. So we now know what Donald thinks and what he says and how he acts toward women. That's who Donald is.
Much like the media, I would say Hillary is obviously deflecting, and I think what we're gonna see is a lot of deflecting because, oh, somebody's here. I have no idea what this is. Look at this. Look at the size of this son of a bitch. Where the fuck was I? What these videos allegedly show is pretty much indefensible at this point. It would be very odd to see how this is going to be spun. Just like how I think Trump's grab him by the pussy comments are indefensible. I don't think you can defend something like that because it's gross. Not to mention the fact we're seeing actual ramifications of this with Scott Fogle and Bob Creamer not being at their jobs anymore. My advice to those who have distrust in the media and just don't like the media or the mainstream. We're just, again, seeing a divide between independent journalists and the mainstream. And it's good to watch both. I would say it's good to totally make sure you are getting a good mix. Don't just shirk one because it sucks or you think it's stupid. The mainstream is not going to have someone like James O'Keefe on their programs to explain himself because he's gotten into some shit. He's an ex-con, even though apparently Bob Kramer is an ex-con as well. I think the media with the most at stake will either try to ignore this or deflect any kind of questions that come up. Because this could have a really, really bad ripple effect where a lot of people could be fucked over by these stunning bombshell allegations. Pretty much every news station or, show has their own version of an agenda, and they're going to push things and they're going to make light of certain things while pushing other news stories down. It just is kind of the nature of the news cycle. What you non-newsroom folks should maybe pay attention to is how the story is being presented to you. Are you hearing direct quotes from the video, or are you hearing everybody's thoughts about it? How long are the quotes from the video? How long are the sound bites are you hearing? Are you getting a full context of maybe where did it come from? I mean, these videos from Project Veritas are 16 minutes long. And the biggest thing that a lot of articles that I've seen and a lot of a couple news packages that I've seen, what they're harping on right now is not what's in the video, it's how it was produced, which I don't understand that. They're saying, yeah, well, it's edited. These are select carefully edited clips. I mean, do you not realize that the entirety of news is based on selecting and editing clips together? Like, I get that people want to see these in their entirety in order to make sure that, okay, I'm seeing like the progression, I'm seeing a natural story being told. How did they get here? How the hell were these people able to get these people to admit to what they did on camera? How did that happen? I understand people want to see that, and I personally want to see it too. However, to put out a whole video, this fucking cat. Would you knock over? To put out an entire, hours long video is not boring. It's not sexy. You want to condense it to get the juiciest fucking bites possible. Any good journalist will let the people in the story that they're interviewing or undercover taping, they will want the sound bites to tell the story, which is exactly what I saw Project Veritas do. And the fact that news stations are shitting all over that is really fucking weird. How dare he edit those clips? My God, how dare I edit this? You really want to see me staring off into the distance a lot of the time, just going, what the fuck am I going to say next? I have no idea. Shit. We're really getting down to the wire here, and James O'Keefe has released these videos at a very opportune moment. The fact is, it was brought up in the debate, and there's not a whole lot of time left. And I think a lot of people on the left are saying, well, if we could just get Hillary into the White House, we won't have to deal with this for a little bit. It's just deflect and push away. You know what, though? If you let skeletons stew in the closet for too long, they're going to get really fucking antsy, and they're going to bust the door open and do their skeleton dance all over the world. Seriously. There's too much shadiness surrounding Hillary's campaign that I still cannot get on board with. I'm still not fully on board with Trump. He's losing me with the ego and the annoyingness and the grossness. He's losing me a lot of the time, but I never was on board with Hillary, and this is just like another nail in the coffin, and I'm just like, people don't like to be thought that the wool is being pulled over their eyes. They don't like to admit that, oh my God, on the opposite side of that, I think the alt-right folks over here, the alt-right folks are like, I don't want to be manipulated anymore. I don't want to do that. And I think some of the alt-left folks are, either not paying attention to this or not knowing about it because I don't think they would want to admit that, yeah, maybe they have been manipulated a little bit, it seems like they're being manipulated. It seems like everybody's concocting their own fucking drama to push their own agenda, and that's bullshit. I can't stand that. Obviously, everybody's got an agenda. Everybody's got their own agenda, and they got to, do what they gotta do. It just depends on what kind of platform you're doing it on. Are you doing it on, like, internet here? Are you doing it on worldwide fucking corporations that can reach all over the globe? I don't know. One final prediction from me about the media and in light of this. I think what's going to happen, y'all, if Hillary is elected, you're not going to see Trump's names out of the headlines anytime soon. I feel like he's the kind of guy who would absolutely launch his own independent investigations into this. He would work with Project Veritas and try to get somebody else fucking knocked out of there that is corrupt, you know? So, the thing about Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is that he is news material for days. All of his stories have legs on it, okay? I pitched a story one time to my old news station, and it got 3 days worth of material. You're welcome. That was a big deal for me, because all my stories I pitched were terrible. All of them, except for that one. I think the entirety of Trump's campaign, to some extent, has kind of helped these independent journalists do what they gotta do. Now, like with anything that I talk to you about on this channel, is to take these videos with a grain of salt. And, you know, take everything you're hearing from the media with a grain of salt. You know, investigative journalism is tricky because it is totally possible things could be, you know, fabricated or edited in a weird way. It's just about putting enough faith in something that you believe in and that you feel strongly about in order to make your own assessment. Like, do you not want corruption in power? Do you not want corruption at a high level or not? I don't know. I can't answer these questions for you. I just think I can see why the trust in the media is so low, and it's not bringing, you know, stories like this, which are really damaging, not bringing them to light, and I get that. You know, we'll just see how this plays out, because there's more videos on the way, apparently. Alright, so I want to be in a position where I can talk to you guys about my former job, because there's a lot of fun things that happen there, and I think it would just give me more clout to talk about media issues and stuff. Would never in a million years shit talk my show, or the channel, or the network, or anything like that. I would never do that. But still got to be a little bit careful, because it is the internet. Okay, so anyway, that's the end of this. Keep kicking ass, and I will see you guys later. Take care, bitches.
Oh, there was so much death and destruction, Rhonda. Got you, sucker. Crap, I didn't shoot him. What are you doing? Oh, I was rooting for my teammate right there.